Recently, there's been a lot of posts with people talking about a living wage for some strange reason. In almost every post, I've seen two common responses that I want to address really quick. The first comment seems to be poised as some sort of gotcha moment, and it's something along the lines of, well then what do you think a living wage should be? As if this is some sort of impossible question for us to answer. So let's think, what type of things would we include in a calculation to make sure our wages support our ability to live? If we look at the bare minimum that we need to live in modern American society, we would include things like food, housing, healthcare, utilities, transportation, and communication. But since many of these things can drastically vary based upon where you live, you would need to calculate a living wage for several different areas in the United States. Living in New York would require a much higher base living wage to cover your necessities than living somewhere like Mississippi. In addition, if you have dependents like children, you're going to need to make enough to support them as well. Thankfully, MIT already created a living wage calculator for almost every county in the United States. If we look at the base living wage for a place like, Ontario, California, a single person with no dependents would need to make $28.26 an hour, working 40 hours a week every single week of the year. Now, the MIT calculator does include a category called Civic, which includes the cost of things to participate in your local communities, like fees for education or pets or hobbies. But the Civic category only amounts to 6.6% of the total yearly income. Now, I'm going to be really generous to all the haters and take that category out of the calculation for living wage. The new required hourly wage to live in modern America at a minimum level in Ontario, California is $26.39 an hour. This brings me to the second comment that I've seen a lot, and it's the one that I really wanted to respond to. And that is, $25 an hour is a great wage to live comfortably on in America. It is not. It is below the living wage for many areas like Ontario, California. In addition, a living wage only has somebody surviving. It doesn't give them the ability to grow and achieve the American dream. To the people that are going to respond to this saying that the high living wage could be lower if somebody just didn't have a cell phone or got more roommates or only ate rice and beans, my question to you is this. If this is supposed to be the greatest and wealthiest nation that the world has ever seen, why are we asking working people to lower their standards of living just to meet whatever wages a company wants to provide, and not asking those companies to make a little bit less profit off of our labor? Why do we always blame the working class for not catering to the flaws in the system, but we excuse the bad practices of the wealthy and powerful?